morning, everyone, whether it be family, everyone around the world, anyone who wants to listen to an old woman ramble on. I'm not sure how I'm going to title this, but I'm thinking I might just do it the diary of breast cancer from an old lady's point of view. Everybody knows about breast cancer. It's New Zealand, it's a nationwide thing, Pink Ribbon Day. And I thought I might start recording what would it be? My journey through this. So last month I went to the doctor because I had a bit of seepage coming out of one of my nipples, and I thought, I was putting cream on it and thinking, that'll clear it up, but it didn't, and it dragged on. And so I finally went to the doctor, and she said, well, let's have a look. So I stripped, as you do when you get to the doctor. They want to poke and prod at everything, and she went, your boob always looked like that. And I said, like what? And she said, I don't like the shape of it. And I said, what's wrong with the shape of it? She said, well, it's all puckered. And I said, I'm old. When you get old, your body changes. You get all sorts of blobs and blebs and rolls, and everything sags, and it's part of getting old process. And she said, no. She said, I'm going to recommend you and send you off so someone can look it up. I went, okay, fine, I'll go with the flow. Never thought anything about it. And then probably 2 weeks later, it might have been 2 weeks later, I get the sudden influx of things happening. So what was the first thing? The first thing was, I think I had to go and see, I had this appointment to go and see a Mr. Miller. Maybe I shouldn't say his name, but he's a nice chappie, nice Scotsman, at the breast clinic. I thought, okay, that's cool. And then I get a letter in the post that says, later on in the month you're going to have a bone density scan, CT scan. I thought, whatever, okay, I'll do that. And anyway, my daughter comes down, and when you get old, I think even when you're young, you get so much information brought to you that you forget things. Good grief, we're walking out of there and I'm going, what was the doctor's name again? So just FYI, when you go to specialist appointments, take pen and paper. Write stuff down, because there's always bits that you forget. So luckily Evelyn wrote stuff down, so that was good. But and we went for this appointment. Now I just assumed we're just going to discuss the shape of my boob and what they think, and just a consultation, just a talk, just waste of time stuff. Well, that went out the friggin' window, didn't it? I think we were there all day. So, doctor comes in, oh yes, takes a little ultrasound, oh yes, and then the big doctor comes in and goes, oh yes, and I'm going, he's going, oh well, yes, and I said, spit it out. I'm too old for this crap where you just mollycoddle around stuff. I said, spit it out, spit the word out. And he sort of looked me in the eye and goes, "It's cancer, that's breast cancer." And I went, "Okay." So he showed me, and he got the ultrasound, and he showed me, and he said, "It's like a crab." He said, and I said, "Oh," and you have this little black void, and then going on the out from that black void are like legs. He said, so it, he said, and that's tentacles that are going out to try and attach to places. I went, "Oh, that was interesting." And he said, "Yeah," he said, "so that's why they do that." He said, "So there will be surgery involved." I went, "Okay, right." He said, "So what we're going to do now is we're going to sort out a mammogram." And I went, "Okay, don't like them. Had one years ago. Hurt something wicked." I think I'm a sensitive person because other people go in and said, "Wasn't a problem," but me, no. Well, this time they sent me in and it hurt bad. I'm in tears because obviously I'm a sensitive soul in that part of my body. And he said, "Right, then we're going to have another ultrasound, but a bigger one on a bigger machine, so where we can take pictures and analyse it a lot better, because my machine's just a little one." I said, "Okay." Now, I never thought, so I should have asked, because little scans like that, they do for pregnant women, and they get pictures. Don't you? You get pictures of the baby when you have a little ultrasound. And I thought I wasn't quick enough to think, take a picture for it. Can I have a picture of it? Because I would have thought that would be interesting. That's if you're not a ghoulish, like if you're a bit, ooh, then no. But if you're, intrigued in what's happening, then why not? So he said, "And then after that, we're going to have a biopsy." And I went, "Okay." So we have the mammogram. I'm in tears. And they said, and then we had the ultrasound. And she said, "Right, now go away for lunch. Go and have lunch, because we've got to set up for the biopsy and do that sort of thing. Go and have some lunch and have a break for an hour." And so that's what my daughter and I did. We went away and had some lunch, and then we came back and the biopsy, and I had one of those when I was 22 as well, because I had a lump in my breast, and they said it was fine. It was just sitting there, and it hurt. So everything that had hurt when I was 22 is sort of like, no, they said it's modern technology, things have improved in 40 years, and I'm going, okay, being as naive as I usually am, yeah, they've traumatised me. I thought, why is it every time someone touches my body, they hurt me? But anyway, I went into this biopsy room, and she said, "Now we're going to numb, and that's going to sting a bit." And I said, "Well, that's expected, like we do when we have our teeth fixed and they put numbing stuff. You always get that first sting." So I expected that. And my daughter's horrified. She says, "Mum, they're not just doing this, they're going boop, 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 all around your boob. And that fast, like dunk, 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 dunk." And I'm going, okay, I'm glad. Because they have you on your side, you see, so they can get access to your your breast easier. So she says, "Right, so we're going to get this started." And she's, "Can you feel that?" "No." And she's, "Good." She says, "Now we're going to take about 5 samples." And she said, and we had the scan at the side so I could watch as she put this huge thing in there, like a needle, or with claws that she could take a sample. And she said, "Now she said it'll click like a staple, like when you're stapling something, it'll just go click." Well, she got to the third one, and she got to a part where they hadn't numbed it. So once again, I'm in tears because the pain went right to my back and it was so painful. I thought, what the heck? I hope I'm not putting people off because it's not going to happen to everyone. But it happened to me. It's like I walked out of there and I said to Evelyn, I said, I'm traumatised. I said, I'm horrified. I said, I'm over it. Can we just go home now? Let's forget this. And she says, no, you'll be right, Mum. But anyway, she said, do you want to come home with me? So I went home to my daughter's, who's on a farm, and that was nice seeing the grandsons and her hubby and the cats and the dogs, and they're on a dairy farm, so it was nice to see the baby calves and the cubbies and just sort of get my mind over it. I think if I did go home, I live on my own, so I would overthink it. But being away for 2 or 3 days has made me just have a break from it. And then she brought me home the end of last week. And I've been home and I've sort of gone out every day because, I still go out and have my walk. But tomorrow is going to be a big day because tomorrow we go into the hospital and 9 o'clock I get x-rayed. Then I go to the breast clinic again to see one of the specialists, and they're going to sit round a table and tell us the results of all what time. I don't know what's going to happen, but I thought, okay, I'm not going to say that because I'll wait and do another clip of that. This is only what the lead up has been. Like they have definitely said there is definite surgery in my future. And yesterday I got another phone call from the hospital saying that on tomorrow afternoon, I think it is, I've got to go up to the ward, and it's going to be a 3-hour conflab with people and me signing papers for consent forms for surgery, all sorts of things. So that'll be another little video that I will put out. But so far, yes, I'm 69 years old with breast cancer. And this is going to be a video or a series of videos, parts of my journey and my feelings. I think since ringing it up yesterday, my feelings are getting a wee bit more worried. It's getting a bit more real. Like you walk in the first time and you go, okay, and they go, it's cancer. I go, okay. And it's all talk. It's all like they go through this hundreds of times. This is their profession. This is what they do. This is the Cancer Society or the breast clinic. That's what they deal with all the time. So they know what they're saying or not saying. To someone new, it's like me personally, at the beginning I go, okay, fine. To be honest, my first thought, and I'd said it to the doctor and my daughter, and the doctor were horrified. I said, well, I've had a good life. In a few months I'm going to be 70. I've had a wonderful life. I've done so much, had so many adventures. I've worked on sheep farms, I've worked on dairy farms, I've been a caregiver, I've worked in shops. I've had 3 beautiful children who have given me 7 beautiful grandchildren. I've run around and done crazy things. I've had a big OE with my dearest friend over to Europe. Did my one bucket list. I went and saw my Lipizzana's dance in Vienna. I'd always wanted to do that, and I've done it. So I felt internally, if I died tomorrow, I'm happy, because my children, they will always meet. Children will always need their mums and dads, but my children are settled. Excuse me. I always get a bit dry when I talk too much. My children are settled. They have their family who are settled. They're leaving home and making their own lives. So it's the natural process. I'm not 20-something starting my life. I'm at the end of my life. And I remember my doctor saying to me once, I'm rambling now. I remember my doctor saying to me once, oh, you've got diabetes. And I go, okay. She said, it's type 2. I said, okay. She's, and I said, now, hang on, Amy. I said, you do realise I'm on the downhill slide. A lot of the stuff you're going to tell me, you can't fix. It's part of old age. It's part of the process. And she smiled and she said, well, yeah, I suppose. I said, yeah, when you're young and 15, 19, 25, whatever, you don't see ahead. You don't think ahead of what's coming. You're too busy living in the moment and enjoying the life you're making for yourself. But when you get to the age where you're living on your own and you're getting older, your body is not... Your brain might tell you can do things, but your body's laughing its head off. Going, you just try it. But I think I've had a good life. So maybe that's why I'm not overly... But we will see how I cope in the days and weeks to come. See what happens. See what the process is. And I am happy with just doing these little recordings. And I don't know if anyone in the world will ever watch this. And I don't know. I mean, other countries might handle it differently. They might, little countries might not have breast clinics that just deal with that. But it's my little world and it's my little thing that is going to happen. So whether you join me or not, I'm going to close now because the day has started. I haven't opened my curtains yet. It's, 6:30 in the morning? Yes, I'm an early to bed, early to rise person. And I think I will wait a couple of days before I do the next process because we'll get through tomorrow first. Tomorrow's going to be big. It's going to be a big day, in the hospital from 9 o'clock to, I say, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's going to be a big day tomorrow. And there'll be lots to talk about and process and that. So anyway, thanks for listening. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.